Hey, Riddle here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a subscriber. I really appreciate it. Today I want to talk about there was this amazing fundraising, awareness raising concert on television last night for the One World Health Organization, One World. And the idea behind this was to support and celebrate the healthcare workers and other frontline responders to this pandemic. It also was to raise the awareness and to raise money for WHO, the World Health Organization. Now, the World Health Organization is responsible for dealing with and preparing for all major disease and pandemics around the world. So it's a huge responsibility, and you can imagine the amount of funding it costs to keep up with such things. Now, recently, our president, instead of taking personal responsibility for his lack of response and action to this pandemic in the United States, true to his nature, blamed anybody or everybody and anybody he could instead of simply apologizing and focusing on the solution instead of the problem. And one of those people that was an easy target for him was the World Health Organization, where he threatened to take away their funding, to defund them. We're so used to being bullied by Trump that often we're just so flabbergasted by his blatant disregard for humanity and doing the decent and graceful thing. But this time, thanks to Lady Gaga, she brought people together in an amazing form of rebellion to raise the money for the World Health Organization, so it wasn't dependent on this tyrant that was threatening to take away its funding. Now, what was more about this organization, not the World Health Organization, but the organization that is being formed to counter these negative responses to obvious needs of the world and the United States and the people of the United States right now in regards to health and welfare and health care. They're also giving you the chance to give a voice to where you are concerned about your health care, your quality of health care, the cost of your health care. Overall, it was such a quickly coordinated, beautiful response, positive, creative response to something that's so frightening and negative right now, this pandemic and the lack of leadership. I personally was blown away. And to me, the entire thing was really obvious and fantastic. So I shared it with all of my friends and neighbors to, check it out and to, really get into it, support it. And I was really shocked by the general overall response from people. Of course, you've got your youngers, and they're just so selfish and so entitled. They were so hypercritical of the production quality of it. Not even giving credit to, it's hard to get eggs right now, yet somehow in 24 hours, they were able to pull together all these artists around the world and coordinate this beautiful free concert. And yet, my one friend just couldn't stand to watch it for 5 minutes because the dubbing was so annoying to him. And then there were the others. They either didn't like the person who was singing or, fuck you people. Seriously. This wasn't about you. This was about celebrating the healthcare workers and other first responders who've put their lives on the line for all of us. And it was about bringing awareness to something that people in general feel completely powerless against right now. And you couldn't even take the time to watch it. You couldn't even take the time to click at the website and support the basic foundation of it. Well, you are the very sheeple that are going to allow tyranny to ruin the world. You're the very people who complain and complain and complain, yet you have been so perfectly designed to be so selfish, self-involved, and disempowered, so singular in your existence, that you will never be effective at change. All you're ever going to be able to do is complain and wallow in self-pity, entitlement, and I'd say almost even borders narcissism. I'm not a psychiatrist, though, so I have to be careful throwing around those terms. I just had to share this with you. If you, in all honesty, just didn't know it was happening and you missed it, you can watch it online. You can still go to the website at any point. I'm sure it's not the last we've heard from this organization. But, you know, the beautiful thing was, it was not partisan. Laura Bush and Michelle Obama both spoke and had made a united front because they know both these true first wives, these true regal women who were the wives of our presidents know right from wrong, and they know what's best for not just the United States and its citizens, but the world. So I'm going to leave the information below. And I just had to share this with you because my general disappointment today, you know, the sheeple, just like take a goddamn hamburger and run towards a cliff.